Hi, this is Black Dragon, back with another video about Donald Trump, and it's about immigration. I'm going to upload a image of the Inland Business Insider. That's the link below for you, all of you people out there who view my page, to go view it. I'm just going to upload this real quick picture for you lovely people. So here's the image for all you guys to see. I love Ben Garrison. Shout out to Ben Garrison on the Black Dragon's channel. So I'm gonna begin reading it, and I'm gonna start off reading the top part. Business Insider. U.S. President Donald Trump signs executive order to establish extreme vetting of people coming to the United States after aiding a swearing-in ceremony for Defense Secretary James Mattis with Vice President Mike Pence at the Pentagon in Washington, U.S. Let's see, keep going. January 27th, 2017. And that's just a short summary. Let's read the entire article. A federal judge. Hold on. I have to drink some water here. A federal I apologize for that, everyone. A federal judge in Brooklyn, New York, issues an emergency ruling Saturday evening to prevent the deportation of travelers from 7 Muslim-majority countries who have already entered the country following President Donald Trump's executive order on immigration. The ruling will affect all those who landed at U.S. airports Friday evening, and Saturday after Trump signed the order. Hailing refugees arriving into the U.S. for 120 days and barring citizens of Iraq, Iran, Sudan, Libya, Somalia, and Yemen for 90 days. The ACLU had filed a habeas corpus petition on behalf of 2 Iraqi refugees who were detained by border agents at John F. Kennedy Airport in New York City. Despite having previously been granted amnesty and holding valid visas, both men were released Saturday. The ruling, a temporary emergency stays, now allows those who landed in the U.S. and hold a valid visa to remain. There is immediate danger that absence the stay of removal, there will be substantial and irreparable injury to refugees or visa holders and other individuals from nations subject to the January 27, 2017 executive order. U.S. District Judge Anthony Doller said in her ruling, CNN reports. CNN is a joke. The court orders will not allow the government to remove anybody who has come and is caught up in the order nationwide. They cannot remove anybody. Lee Garland, Deport director of the ACLU Immigration Rights Project, who argued the case, said in a video posted by organization, "The key tonight was to make sure no one was put back on a plane." Garland also said the court ordered the government to give the ACLU a list of names of people who are being detained and that at a minimum they will not be returned. In a statement, the ACLU exclusive director Anthony Romolo slammed Trump for suffering his clarity. The judgment understands the possibility of impaired harm to hundreds of immigrants and lawful visitors of this country. Our country today worked as they should as bulwarkers against government abuse and unconstitutional policies and orders, Romolo said. Trump ordered signing Friday afternoon had promoted whispers chaos at the airport across the country as refugees and travelers were detained after arriving and denied entry. The ACLU lawmakers argued the order was unconstitutional and a violation of international law. Demonstrators outside the courthouse erupted in cheers as the news of the day spread. "I hope Trump enjoys losing. He's going to lose so much. We're going to get sick and tired of him losing." Faiz Shakir, the ACLU, a nation's political directory, told Yahoo News. Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to play a clip of it for you guys. So I'll turn this off and I'll go here. Here's a clip from Business Insider of the protesters in front of the courthouse. I want you guys to watch this and I'll give you my commentary. And that was a short clip, and I want to... Damn, I don't want to do that. What I want to do is go off here, on here, back to here. Let's see, I'm going to go back up. Executive order. Okay, here we go. Now I want to go back here. Sorry for this, guys. Let's go to desktop. Let's go to here. Sorry about that, people. Now it says he wants to ban immigration from Iraq, Iran, Sudan, Libya, Somalia, and Yemen. I partially agree with him, but Why are you banning people from the Sudan and from Libya? People from the Sudan and Libya are literal refugees. They've never committed acts of terrorism. There's other people who infiltrate their countries, like in the like in Libya. People from Iraq and Iran, not Iran, but Iraq and Yemen, infiltrate Libya as ISIS and start committing acts of terror. If you'll notice, under Hillary Clinton, who was the lead, she was the lead person in that war. Hillary's war. She destroyed Libya. And in the Sudan, they've done nothing to anybody. Bill Clinton bombed the pharmaceutical plant making synthetic drugs in the mid-90s in the Sudan. They should be allowed, the Sudanese and the Libyans should be allowed full access into the country. Now, I partially agree with him on Iraq. We should allow Iraqis into the country, but with even more extreme vetting, because you never know, they could be terrorists. Now, I don't agree with him with Iran. People from Iran, when you get immigrants from the third world, you get their most highly educated, the PhD level. You get the people who have PhDs, doctorates, who get brain drain. You take the best talent and leave. You take the professional classes and you leave the poor behind. Now, I fully agree with Donald Trump when it comes to leaving the topic of Iran aside. I fully agree with Trump on Somalia and Yemen. People from Somalia and Yemen should be barred for how long this ruling stays in effect, until they get extreme vetting. Now, but Yemen is right now is under siege by Saudi Arabia, backed by the United States. It's a brutal, horrible war, and under siege by terrorists who could literally come into this country and cause havoc. And as for Somalia is run back by terrorists. It's a banana republic. I mean, literally, it's a banana republic. Somalia had the Diamond Wars in the 1990s. So yeah, we shouldn't accept anyone from those two countries right now, unless they're refugees from Yemen, from the war waged by Saudi Arabia. But that would make us look hypocritical. How could you, on the one hand, give aid to Saudi Arabia, but then taking the refugees from Yemen? You're giving people the guns to kill these people, but you're gonna take them in any way. It's like, how could your abuser beat you and then say, "Oh, I'm sorry, come live with me"? It makes no sense. But yeah, I agree with Trump. We do need to ban people from certain countries, or just ban people, immigrants from certain parts of the world outright until they've been fully vetted. But immigration, of course we should. Now, if you're talking about immigration, because there could be 2 points to immigration. There's economic immigration, like in Europe, or there's immigration of refugees who come from war-torn countries. Now, if you notice, however many years it's been, 6 or 5 years for the Syrian war, Syrians are the only people that should be in Iraq right now. Millions of people took advantage, basically, not just dark-skinned, not just black folk, but mostly North Africans. North Africans and Arabs took advantage of the Syrian war to go over to Europe for the economic aspects of their high welfare programs, which Britain cut off their welfare crap. Switzerland doesn't even exist anymore. A lot of Nordic states are just dissolving because the police can't prosecute without being called racist or anti-Muslim. So you're raping a woman with Islamic rape gangs, and you police them, or you're called a racist. Look, I mean, it's London Stand, that's what it's called. You have an Islamic mayor in London who's a hardliner. But Islam is a religion of peace, which is a laughing. No, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism are not religion of peace. I may sound like a bigot by saying, but they're not. They're not. You kill the infidel, kill the enemy who's not Christian, smite the woman if you're Jewish. So these are not religions of peace. They can be interpreted as religions of peace, but the United States backed and funded Saudi Islam. Not so Sunni Islam. The Saudi Islam is an extreme religious sect in Islam. Most Muslims are moderate and didn't care. You went to mosque once in a while, but come on. So I partially back our president Donald Trump on this decision. Now, if we're speaking about immigration from an economic standpoint, you simply can't sit there and back up immigration, especially if you're an African American or you're a poor working class American. You cannot back economic immigration to this country. Why? Because you're in competition for jobs, and what little jobs there are: double shift at Wendy's, working 3 shifts at your local Chicken Cluck or at your local Walmart. You have to compete with other people for jobs and income, and these people are putting you out of work because let's take Latinos. You can pay a Latino a third the wages you would of a legal citizen. You can threaten them with deportation if they talk back to you. You know how much money you can make off of them? Literally, how much money you can make. You can make a boatload. But, legal immigration is just not our thing. We can't support legal immigration if it's from an economic standpoint. Now, we can support immigration from a refugee standpoint if they come to this country and search.
Can you stop talking so loud, please?
I'm sorry. I'm on YouTube right now. I'm on YouTube.
You're talking really loud.
I'm doing a fucking YouTube video. Now, we can support immigration if it's coming from an economic standpoint. I mean, not an economic standpoint. I meant to say a refugee standpoint, but we can't, as Americans, support immigration on an economic standpoint because it's hurts you. You're in competition with jobs with other people. This is Black Dragon, over and out.